I'm your host, Valithor, and welcome back to another episode of Valzar Gaming. Today we will be doing another champion spotlight, and if all goes well, when I get into this game, I will be spotlighting the champion Soraka. Now, there's a couple things to know about Soraka. First of all, she is a support. There are several ways to build her, several very stretchy ways to build her. Attack speed, armor, support, AP. This build, I'm going to be showing you how to do an AP support.
Let me guide you.
So I'm going to show you the runes I use. I use the same runes on Tarek because they're both really, really nice. Although for Tarek I usually get armor. The build works. I use an AP Soraka. Now the reason that I do AP versus the utility page is simply because it gives your heal more health and you're doing more damage at the same time, so you're not completely defenseless. I do tend to get a little bit of lifesteal, or not lifesteal, but Spellvamp in my build a little bit later on, so you'll see me grab a Hextech Revolver along some point. Excuse me. As for my masteries, these kind of change a little bit, so I would recommend either getting Heal and Clarity are really good if you're going with someone who needs them. And right now I'm trying to think as to what I'm actually going to pick for this match, because we have a Jace, Trindle, and a Nidalee. Heal, Clarity, and Barrier are all good items on her, but considering it looks like we're going to be... I'm going to grab Heal for this match, just because. It looks like I might be supporting Jace. I don't know who's going where. I said I was going support. We got a top. We have a Nidalee and a Jace. So either Nidalee or Jace are going to end up going mid. This is going to be a very interesting match. Not just to spotlight a champion, but just to play. Oh, here we go. Okay. Waiting for the game to load. Maximize. Switch over. There we go. Okay. Now back to Soraka. She's a very AP focused champion. There are two ways to play her to maximize her efficiency. The way I build her is I will either build her Aura support or I will build her AP support. With AP support, she will be doing a lot of damage in team fight. She's able to farm very easily. I don't recommend getting AP too early on because you can end up taking the CS from your ADC. However, if you are being forced to defend and you don't want them to be too close to your turret, you can get that early AP. You'll see me get I usually start off with my usual build that I use with Syndra is I'll start off with a Rejuvenation Bead and a Fairy Charm. I think it's a Fairy Charm, yeah. And I build that into a Philosopher's Stone, get a Lisa's Miracle, get another Philosopher's Stone, Cage's Lucky Pick. I will not be getting Tear of the Goddess for Rod of Ages, though. There are times when I would suggest getting, did I say Rod of Ages? I did, Archangel Staff. I would not recommend getting the Archangel Staff unless you were using a more tanky variant of the build, in which case I could make another spotlight for that differently. This one is going to be specifically for either AP or Aura support, and it looks like it's going to be mostly AP so I can support Jace to the best of my ability. I'm just going to wait until the game to load to point out her abilities so I can actually have the tooltips open when I talk about them. I do plan on making more of these videos. We might have a short interruption at some point in the future because I have been threatened to have the internet disconnected permanently, so I may be taking legal action against that if that actually happens, so we'll see. So today is, actually, what is today? Today is May 7th at 6:37 a.m. That is officially good morning, unless you're lazy and you don't get out of bed this early in the morning. Kind of like me, where I inverted my sleep schedule, and I was awake now, and then I'd sleep at 2 in the afternoon, wake up at 10. Alright, everyone is summoning, so let's get right to it. Okay.
Never waste a breath.
Plus, we'll start off with the Fairy's Charm, Rejuvenation Bead. I'll grab 2 mana potions and a health potion. Plenty of sustain if I need it.
The whole world in balance.
Another thing, I did get a couple questions about this. Why do I put my flash on F? It's just a personal preference for me, because my finger does sit on the D button, but if I need to flash, I don't want to accidentally hit it. Because I've done that a couple of times. But it's mostly just an instinctual thing, personal preference. And I do use 2 and 3 for my active items. I'll only use 1 if I'm using like a Randuin's Omen or something. And for a defensive ability, any utility I put in 3, active items that are targeted I put on 2. It's right next to W, it's really quick to cast. Very, very useful. So my first ability usually will depend on my ally and how he decides to do it. I'll usually start off with Star Call. It looks like I'm going to do that this time because I have already... I start with 4.56% cooldown reduction. My runes will be in the description. I use the same thing on Syndra. If I did not post in the description for whatever reason, feel free to go back and check that video. A little free advertising for me. Hello! Goodbye! No, you don't. No! Oh. Flash, heal, and my health pot is down. Very bad start. We got invaded right at the beginning. So what we were doing there is we were trying to defend red buff from invading, and unfortunately our team is not up to par. And yeah, it wasn't invade; they entered their jungle. Just clearing that up. Invade will happen. Their jungler is Lee Sin, so one of the things that he does try to do is he'll try to steal our red buff to put our Shackle back. Because after blue buff and he goes through the jungle once, he stops before going to golems to take red buff. Or after golems. Depends. I usually see them get it before golems if they're good. Now my first ability that I level up is Star Call. It strikes all nearby enemies, dealing 60 magic damage, and it scales for, I think it's 50% of your AP. And it reduces their magic resist by 8 for 5 seconds. This is great if you're laning with another AP or someone who does magic damage. Jace does quite a significant amount of magic damage with his Q, and he gains attack speed with his W. So he's attack speed AP based, so I'm going to want to use my Star Call and make sure that they get their magic resist down. I'm having a little bit of... I'm going to have a lot of trouble in this lane because I have a very hard time laning against Dravens as Soraka for very obvious reasons that he drains my health very fast with only a couple of hits. All he has to do is pop his Q, get in close. A lot of fun. If he can just do this thing. Another thing, it is not bad to hit the minions with your Star Call for the last thing, and I'm ignoring this guy because I can't stand people who do this. It is not good to have your turret pushed all the way back when you're playing as Soraka, because they will dive your turret. She does not have any survivability in the short term, which means that she doesn't have any burst ability. Her E is a silence. It restores mana to an ally. It does not restore her own, or it can deal damage to your enemy and silence them at the same time for a duration of 1.5 seconds at level 1. Which, in this game, is not going to help me whatsoever, because they are not ability-based, and they can do plenty without it, minus Blitzcrank, but I won't have a chance to get a silence off before he casts his E. And it will not stop his, did I say E, his grab. If he grabs me, and then I silence him, it will not cancel the grab, and by the time I get in range to silence, it's going to be too late. So I'm not in a very good, favorable spot. My W is a heal. It restores 70 health at level 1, and it grants armor. Bonus armor for whoever I cast it on. Level 1, 25 armor for 3 seconds. Good for going against armor. So she has a method of assisting AP champions. She increases the armor of her allies, and she can give mana or silence her opponents. Very, very flexible champion. They're playing really aggressive now, trying to get me out of this turret. I'm trying to stay in the experience range and staying out of attack range from Draven and Blitzcrank's grab range. So as you can see, it looks like Jace is just going to start taking a little bit of the jungle. Getting a little more experience. I don't know what he's doing. Actually, we should not be doing that when we're this far under the turret. I may end up soloing bot lane if this continues. I should most certainly hope not. Alright, he is coming back down to the bot lane, thank goodness. So, I am going to do a passive-aggressive. Hold on, I've got Skype popping up in front of me. I need to put it on D&D. There we go. Okay. So, I do a passive-aggressive stand play similar to what I do with Syndra, although I do a lot less poking the enemy champions, more poking of the minions so that they don't have a chance to move up on me. That was really close. What's was trying to grab me? So, I'm going to be hitting the minions a lot. Jace is going to make me solo bot, so I am going to go full AP in order to try and combat something. And I am currently, they're trying to keep me away from the farm so I'm not getting experience, and Blitzcrank is just waiting to grab me. It's very risky, that silence. I didn't really gain much off of it. It doesn't do a lot of damage early level. It can do a significant amount of hook damage late game. Whew, that was close. Took a significant amount of damage. I'm gonna pop my ultimate there, give Trundle a little bit more. Jace is a little bit low. I don't know what the heck he's trying to do. He's probably a troll, because he started off by saying, are you farmer support? Then stop start call :D. He's like, no, screw off. You know what you're doing. Because you're clearly not playing as a teammate. So, I am pushing to my tower, so I don't know what I'm going to be able to do late game. I'm probably going to have to get a Warden's Mail at some point and build it into a Frozen Heart to combat Jace. So I am going to report Jace at the end of this game, no matter the outcome, because this is just ridiculous. A little disappointing that this happens during a spotlight. I might redo it at a future time. No, I won't. What do I say? I'll just walk through the ability. Oh, her ultimate, which I forgot to mention earlier when I cast it. It heals allies at level 1 for 200 health to all allied champions, regardless of the range on the map. It is global. So if there's a team fight, very, very useful. If you have someone being chased down or they're being ganked, it can easily change the tide of that battle into a winning favor. You can secure kills with it by faking out your enemy. I'm in a lot of trouble right now. I'm not getting out of there. So, this is unfortunate of a game. I may have to switch lanes if this continues going and let them take the bot lane, because I cannot defend this against a Draven who is very good at tearing through people with armor or low health, and right now I have none. I can give myself a little armor and health, but that's not going to help at all to Draven. He is considered a counter for Soraka in any lane. Not that I recommend playing her outside of bot lane, though she can do an AP support mid against another AP champion. Would not recommend doing it outside of a draft pick or ranked game. It looks like Nidalee and Chat are going to help me make up for the incompetence of this Jace and refusing to assist the team.
I lend my aid.
So right now, let's see. Right now, I'm going to start off getting a Philosopher's Stone so I can keep the gold. I am going to continue farming, though, because me getting a large amount of gold at any rate is going to be incredibly important to my success of this lane at this point. I'm going to level my Q first, and I think I'm going to do my E. I might get a point up to level 3, not past level 3 until level 17, because it uses a lot of mana. You can do more with it. You're better off doing damage with your silence. as it doesn't cost mana, which is a very nice thing, and the fact that it can do burst damage at a lower cooldown. I'm gonna go back now and buy that Philosopher's Stone. I'm keeping an eye on top here every once in a while. I keep looking over, looking at the sidebar, checking the health of my allies to see if I'll need to cast Infuse, and if I think I do, I'll look over there real quick, see if it'll actually make a difference, because if they die either or, it does have a pretty long cooldown of about 150 seconds. It's 2.5 minutes. So it's good not to waste it, because it can change it. Much like a Karthus ult, considering it using the same thing, except in reverse. Also, it is very good at countering Karthus ult, too, which is always funny to watch. So, my next item is probably going to be a Cage's Lucky Pick. I'm probably going to have to buy a Warden's Mail. Go Frozen Heart. I have to be very careful right now because they're trying to grab me and pull me out of my turret. I'm not going to survive this. Man, people like this need to be permanently banned. I don't know what's up with the Tribunal lately. I've been actually banned by the Tribunal a couple times, but I have not anymore since they implemented the honor system. Thank goodness. That's not entirely true. I've gotten honorable opponent twice, immediately after both times I was banned. And the reason that this happened is because I've been playing since beta, so I've made quite a bit of reports. For anyone who did not have at least a 50% approval in the Tribunal meeting, which means anyone who reported someone and they didn't get punished, out of all the reports, 50% had to be punished, and mine were not, so I ended up getting a 7-week ban. There was no announcement on it, and ever since then, I made a support ticket, and they said, well, we give you bans, it's part of the thing. It was like, well, we've already banned you once, and I said that it was not due to toxic behavior. They said they wouldn't ban me again. And they'll revert the system as supposed to be. I didn't get anything returned, which kind of pisses me off. Because obviously I didn't really do anything, but since they say, oh, you did something kind of a little bit wrong, and you've been banned before, so therefore, since you didn't reform completely, we have to issue longer bans. And I never did anything that was ban-worthy in the past. Passed a warning. They said that what I should have been getting was warning, so I'm considering, I think I have 1 warning left. And once again, I've been playing since the very end of the beta, so I've been playing for a significant amount of time. So, I'm going to try and harass and take their tower right now, because I don't want to stay in this lane as solo bot Soraka, because that's not going to work by any stretch. Oh, no, you don't. And I honestly don't know how you could solo bot Soraka. I did take Blitzcrank down with me somehow. Sweet, 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 sweet. So I managed to trade. So I'm massively negative because I'm solo bot. Draven's getting fed off of me, and he's 3-0. So that's probably gonna call it game here. But I'm gonna keep going, obviously. So I'm 1-4. I did manage to get a kill despite being 2v1. Later on, I'll get a Warden's Mail. I should be able to do a little bit more. I'll probably grab a Guardian Angel for survivability on Soraka. No, I'm actually going to go back here and grab a Cloth Armor, because I'm going to try and get that Warden's Mail pretty quickly. I'm not going to get a Thorn Mail. If they were mostly attack-based, not including melee, but Draven, I would recommend getting a Thorn Mail. But considering there's a Blitzcrank there, I'm not going to have much chance to fight back. I'm not going to get a Thorn Mail this game. I'm going to go for a Frozen Heart. I'm only going to start with the Warden's Mail now. If I was not solo bot, I would go probably for a pretty early Frozen Heart, because it would change the tide pretty completely. Because he's really relying on his attack speed, not just his damage. And his crit chance, which he is not building, so I'm just going to try and reduce his attack speed. So it looks like they are mid. Draven's still Mia. If he comes down here, I might be able to 1v1 him. I'm not really sure. I'm going to try my luck, see if I can take this turret, because I'm not going to be able to do very much good by staying bot lane. The quicker I take this, the better. An item I would consider buying on Soraka that you wouldn't normally get would be a Nashor's Tooth in these circumstances. Nashor's Tooth increases your attack speed, it gives you ability power, it reduces your cooldown reduction. She does use attacks very large portion of the time. It allows her to spam her Q a lot faster. It's a really good item on Soraka, which is why sometimes you'll see some people will build attack speed 80 Soraka. I do not like attack speed 80 Soraka. I've built it before. It's really can be good. There are better ways to play your champion that are a lot less trollsy and make a lot more sense and contribute a lot more to the fight. Which is why I choose to go AP support, get aura items that debuff my enemies and buff my allies. It looks like, I think they're coming for me. I'm not going to be able to escape even if I wanted to because I don't have boots, so I'm going to try and do as much damage to this turret as possible. I might be able to take it with this next minion wave if they don't come. And it looks like they probably are going to get here. So I'm going to do as much as I can, try and get some farm. Draven and Lee Sin have come, as well as Karma. I'm going to just try and dish out some damage. And I did manage to knock Draven pretty low as well as Lee Sin. So looks like Shaka's going to do something really risky and try to get their blue buff, despite knowing that there was a team fight, or 1v3 that just happened there. So he knows there's no way there. Karma is going to go in on him. It looks like he's going to go down in this fight. He should not have been in there. Looks like he's going to get out. Well, it looks like he got out. So he got very lucky. That was a very risky thing to do. He had to pop his ult. I think he flashed. I'm pretty sure he flashed. And he got out with about 200 health, and he has 1300 maximum. So he lost a good 1,000 health in there. Alright, so far so good. Considering the circumstances, we're actually kind of holding our own. I've managed to push bot up, and almost took their inner tower. It's down to 750. That was supposed to work before he did that. Looks like I'm gonna go down here. I'm not able to do anything here. Jace is not helping at all in this game, so I really hope he gets banned. This is just stupid. I'm probably gonna grab a Guardian Angel app pretty early after I finish my Frozen Heart. Now, reason I'm rushing the Frozen Heart once again. Stats of the Frozen Heart. Plus 95 armor. Increases the armor. Her W can increase her armor even more. Very useful. She gets a little bit more mana, 400 mana. Increases her cooldown reduction by 20%. So I have 10% from my runes per level. Very nice. Actually, I think they're flat. No, they're not. They're per level. So I already have a 10%. Something I have is giving me cooldown reduction. I'm not really sure what. Nothing's giving me cooldown reduction. I don't know why I'm past the 10% mark. So it might be her natural cooldown reduction, assuming that exists. I never really noticed that before. I should not be getting more than 10%. Either way, with the Frozen Heart, I'll be getting an extra 20% cooldown reduction. Allows me to use my abilities a lot quicker. Very important on Soraka if you want to be able to support your team and defend yourself, apparently with Stark Hall and being able to cast your heal more often. Which it does have a pretty long cast time. Right now it is 18 seconds, even with the 10% cooldown reduction that I have right now. So I went ahead and took the blue buff. So I'm able to help a little bit more in this team fight coming up. Gives me a little bit cooldown reduction, and it increases my mana. So right now I have the 30% that I would have if I were to have the Frozen Heart right now, minus the reducing the attack speed. And it reduces the attack speed of enemies by 20%. So this is very useful against high attack speed, high damaging opponents. Even if they don't have a lot of attack speed, it increases their rate of attacking you. It can be significant, especially if they're really attack speed. So the higher their attack speed, the more of an effect it has. Draven, it looks like he's going a high damage attack speed build. So he already has a Bloodthirster and his Berserker Greaves. So I should be able to assist quite a bit. and being able to combat Draven in these team fights. He's their carry, so if I can try and shut him down in any way possible, it would be a very good thing. I have quite a bit of regen already due to my Philosopher's Stone, and she does have quite a lot of inbred regeneration. Right, so here I'm going to try and fight off how much I can do. I know I'm number extended. I don't really have a choice in this game, though, being solo bot. So I'm just trying to get as much gold as I can, try to finish my Frozen Heart, even if I have to die a little bit. I'm not a valuable character. I'm not worth anything, because I can't really get any kills. So I'll continue to assist my team in these fights, being ready to cast my infuse when I can. Not really sure what's going on with the top lane. We should have had that turret this game, but Jace is not helping us at all. So that's probably why. He's only level 9. We're all level 12 and 13.
A new journey.
There's some kind of fight going on in the chat. I don't know about what's going on there. So I'm going to run top, try and get some more farm, protect the lanes. She has a lot of lane control. She can poke with her E on the big minion, or any of the smaller minions. Or she can, you know, save it. It's not really important. It has a pretty short cooldown of about 8 seconds with my 20% cooldown reduction that I have right now. Right now, this game... Okay, so I have enough. They are being chased down a little bit. So I'm going to go back, buy that Frozen Heart right away. And I get Sorcerer's Shoes on Soraka instead of Boots of Lucidity. She does not need Boots of Lucidity because my build has plenty of cooldown reduction as it is. You're getting 10% from the runes. You really don't need more. If you do, well, I have bad news for you. There's a cap of 40%. So, hopefully when I start getting a little bit more AP into my build, assuming I'll be able to build situationally in all cases with Soraka. I am naming some items, but I am not highlighting any specific build, mostly because there are so many ways to play Soraka. You know, you can go AD attack speed if you want to be that guy. You can go tanky because she can increase her armor significantly. I have a lot of armor right now just with the Frozen Heart, 152, 60% reduced incoming physical damage. This is not going to be good. I'm going to be left here to die by Nidalee instead of turning around to kill Draven. I was silenced anyway, so not much can we do. We're not going to win this game, but, you know, I hope this was I hope I did the best that I could to give you this spotlight. I do try hard in these videos. I'm usually not even this talkative, but I'm trying to be, for the sake of doing a good review. Other items I would recommend getting anything that has ability power in it. Abyssal Scepter is a very good item to use on her. It increases your magic resist and reduces that of enemies around her. Lets her Star Call do more. She's very good at supporting AP champions, so she can be good at AD as well, considering her heals and her ability to grant mana, and as well as do damage in the fights. Yeah, I think that's about it I can do for this champion spotlight. You know what? I'm actually going to do something I don't usually do because we are only 30 minutes in. I am going to report to Jace for assisting the enemy team, though, because there's really no other way to put that. I'm going to play one more game with Soraka to give her a better feel, give you guys a better feel for how she's supposed to use, because that wasn't a very good example of a game, although I did manage to talk you a little bit through it. And I'll try to explain why I'm doing the things I'm doing in this game and further on. Otherwise, my runes should be posted in the description. If not, go back to this video. I'll try to name them off the top of my head. Actually, you know what? I can show you, can't I? Yes, I can.
Let me guide you.
So I use a 6.9% attack speed build. Works good on Soraka. I just use it because I can. It works with a lot of champions. It's not necessary by any stretch of the word. 7.8 magic penetration. Qs do more damage. Her E penetration is obviously important for doing the damage. 2% lifesteal. That was a mistake. It's supposed to be Spellvamp. You know, whatever. I made an oopsie. 9 physical damage. That's from my quintessences. those will be changed to be Spellvamp. So you should have 6% Spellvamp with while using Soraka. And Cooldown Reduction Glyphs, I'm using the tier 3s, and I'm using all of the Glyphs, so that's an easy 10% right there. So we still need an ADC and a jungler. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to be supporting Kog'Maw. So this for this build, I will be actually supporting an attack speed ADC champion. I recommend getting Zeke's Herald, Frozen Heart, possibly an Abyssal Scepter, because he does quite a significant amount of AP damage with his Q and his ultimate. And other items you can get, Aegis of the Legion. If I really wanted to, if we were doing really, really good, I could probably go a little bit tanky, so I could tank for him, get Ninja Tabby instead of Sorcerer's Boots. I usually don't do that, but I might consider it this game depending on who we're going up against. This is going to be I think this is going to be a very good example of a gameplay, because I'm liking how this is laid out already, especially considering the last game. Alright, let me just set the game up so you guys can see it. It's launching. Maximize. Also, for those who are wondering, the open broadcasting software I use open broadcasting software. It can be found Google OBS, because I don't want to say the website because I'm probably going to get it wrong. I'm on version 0.51. Highly recommend it. It has multiple scenes. You can add sources on it. They did a big update, and they fixed the last patch, so highly recommend it. I'm on a processor with 2.3 gigahertz, so it's not a powerful computer. I am on my laptop. It's powerful enough that I can be playing a game and I can be broadcasting. I do not recommend doing this kind of thing if you're on Skype, because a lot of my videos I will do with other people, like Bramlett, who is my co-host. We will be on Skype some of the time. We have not been recently, because he's been having troubles with his Skype, and it uses a significant amount of my CPU. So right now I'm maximizing the efforts, and I do have a browser open in the background, Opera. It's not using anything. I took all of its CPU away. It's only allowed to operate on one core. No, it's not. I need to fix that. So I have it set to only be using on CPU 0 because I don't want to close it. You could close it. Physical memory isn't an issue, and it's set to a priority below normal. So if I needed to look at it, I could use it, and I typically do. I sometimes will watch my own stream. I'm considering actually doing that, so I have not up to this point. So I do not sometime watch my own stream. So pretty soon I'll be using the pop-up chat, so you guys will be able to talk to me when I'm doing these kind of videos. Once again, if you want to join us on the live stream, either when I'm doing a champion spotlight or just to play with me whenever, feel free to add me. I am Valithor on the North American server, and I will do ranked with you. I said this in my last video. I'll say it again. I will do ranked with you. Only because I really don't care at this point. I like having fun with people. I like meeting new people. Maybe if you intend to join Valithor Gaming and join me on some of our videos, that would be great. I own Valithor Gaming in its entirety. Although, of course, I could not possibly do it without the help of my friends. You know, I never did discuss the origin of Valithor Gaming. I think I might as well talk about that since I'm not highlighting anything. Valithor Gaming, I was trying to find a name for a very long time. For the long time, I have another YouTube channel, /Valithor2, because someone grabbed my name, and they don't even use the account. And I was so irritated when I found that out. And, you know, I was like, what's really good? Now, at the time, we had 4 people who were part of Valithor Gaming. We had me, Bramlett, which we've always been a part of Valithor Gaming, although I started it. I brought him in, a good friend from high school. I was about to say where he lives, but I don't really think that's a good idea without his permission. And we said, hey, you want to join me? I make YouTube videos. And he's like, yeah, sure, introduce him to this game. And if you go back into YouTube, you can see the first couple games where I played with him. And I've been working with him to become a little better, so I will train new people on playing this game. So even if you're new, I don't care how inexperienced you are, I'll play with you. Try not to get too mad, although sometimes, you know, I'm usually in a pretty good mood when I do these streams. I try not to stream when I'm in a pissed off mood. Although, if you go back, it happens to everyone, so, you know. And, another co-host we had at the time was never a big one. He should not have smited while I was hard leashing him. Another thing, when you're playing as a jungler such as Talon, although I usually don't say jungle Talon, do not cast your smite when someone is hard leashing you, because they're trying to make sure that you don't have to use smite so that you have it up for red buff. Back to what I was saying, Valithor Gaming. Another co-host that we had, that's back when Grace, or Ashley, was a co-host with us. When she around the time when she started, and our other host was Soraka, so I decided to bring him in on the videos, and I decided, you know, what would be a good name? And I thought, and I think it was me, it might have been Luke, it came up in some conversation that we had, and I said, what about Valithor Gaming? You know, he is kind of a co-host, he wanted to be involved in it, so I said, hey, let's name it after us, because it's like, oh yeah, we're cool. It's like, you know, it is my channel, but, you know, I can't do it without you guys, so I'll say, hey, I'll throw your name in there. So, Valithor Gaming, it sounds really catchy on anything you stick it to, and we just kind of went with it. We named the channel. I don't know what's going up with this Kog'Maw. So, he's being very, very verbally abusive, so I'm just going to ignore him. Especially considering how they are being incredibly aggressive against us. So, I'm going to go ahead and recall here a little bit early, because we are really low on health. So we are going against an Ashe and Lulu. So I am going to go ahead and, before I get a Zeke's Herald, I'm going to try and get the Frozen Heart pretty early on. Because they both rely on attack speed. Lulu's help picks when she uses this on Ashe. When Lux auto attacks, when Ashe auto attacks, help picks will attack as well, so she'll be hitting twice for whatever the damage that help picks does, depending on her level and amount of AP that Lulu has on her. Will do extra damage, so lowering her attack speed will negate the effects of help picks and lower the attack speed of Ashe, so we won't be taking a whole bunch of damage that we would be taking otherwise.
For peace of mind.
And it should give us a pretty good edge on this lane. I'm going to start off with my heal versus my silence this time. Because I think the tankiness is going to be helpful because they do have a ranged ADC. Kind of like last game. Last game it was Draven. But this game I actually have an ADC to help me. So I'm not solo bot. I'm not going to Star Call again, so he has a chance to get some farm. So, I went ahead and grabbed a level 1 my E. Then try and do a little bit of damage to that Ashe. And I don't think I'm going to max my Curileon. I'm accidentally taking some of his CS. I really shouldn't be doing that, so I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful. But, once again, with this kind of a playstyle, I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive. If you're ADC, they might have a little bit of a problem with that. I recommend, sometimes you just got to put up with it. Other times, if they're playing defensively, like right now, he's not really hitting the minions, so I'm gonna keep hitting them because I do not want to be pushed where they can dive us, because they are the kind of build right now where they'll pretty easily be able to dive us, knock us low, and then we'll be under the turret. We'll lose the turrets. Don't want to have that kind of circumstance in this game. So as you can see, they moved right up on him, so I do not want them to be pushed this far. So he did go down, and I was pretty powerless to save him. Now, if I keep pushing the lane, I should be able to make sure that those kind of situations do not happen in the future. So, They're about to push under our tower, which means they're going to be getting pretty easy hits on us. We don't have much defense against them. I certainly don't. So I'm going to try and force my lane to push back out, so that I'm not in this very fragile defensive position. Now, once I get my Warden's Mail, I think I'm going to get a Nashor's Tooth this game so I can play a little bit more aggressively against this Ashe. Nashor's Tooth, once again, it grants ability, power, attack speed, and cooldown reduction.
This is my path.
I need to go back and heal and stuff. I'm not sure what to get. You know what? I'm going to grab the 2 cloth armor because I want to get that Warden's Mail pretty early on. And then after I grab the Warden's Mail, I'm going to get a Nashor's Tooth. And then I'll go ahead and grab boots. Now, as for the boot choices that I have not discussed in the previous game, you can get a lot of different kind of boots on Soraka. You can get Merc Treads, you can get Ninja Tabby, you can get Sorcerer's Shoes, you can get Berserker Greaves. I recommend getting Sorcerer's Shoes, because she does plenty of AP. Oh my gosh. Like a sharp part of my fingernail, don't mind me. Just for the output, rubber Q and E, help assist. Okay, so I have a level 3 heal. I'm not going to go past level 3, because then the mana cost becomes inefficient for my amount of regeneration, which is only 19 right now. So I want to be a little careful. Now, I do need to grab an Elisa's Miracle so I'm able to have my heal up more often. So I'm going to grab that after the Warden's Mail.
I lend my aid.
What's he talking about for? It might be Jace. Or what's his name? Is our Cosmo AFK? No, he's not. He's top lane. We have an AFK in the base. It seems either there or they died and they're looking through items to tower.
A new journey.
So, very good at supporting tanks too, because their W does increase the armor. I am level 3, so I'm giving an extra 65 bonus armor to the target of my heal. Way to continue to start call the minions. It looks like Kog'Maw might have gone top because he couldn't put up with not having a farm. I'm not the best when it comes to building my build. If you're not playing with someone who doesn't mind, so she's very, very useful in all circumstances of the game, early and late. I'm gonna cast my ultimate now so that he has a little bit better chance of surviving. I'm not able to pick up the kill because my E does not do enough damage. I'm kind of out of mana. I'm gonna pop one of my health potions now. Continue pushing. And see if I can go for this Lulu. I'm gonna cast heal on myself. I'm gonna activate my other potion. And I died for the kill. I do die, but I just wanted to kill her, so now the lane is empty. I'm 2-1. Off to a pretty good start. Looks like I'm still about again, but it looks like the jungler and the top lane of Mumu is helping me. So far so good. I'm pretty happy about this. I'm gonna try and get the Cage's Lucky Pick. Because I kinda need, you know what? I'm taking that back. I do need to get the Miracle. I don't want to get that too late, because I do want the regen. I'm gonna wait for the Rejuvenation bead. So I'm gonna buy another Philosopher's Stone because another thing that I'll build, another item to consider buying on her. All 3 items that it builds into are very good. Ohm's Record prevents nearby turrets from attacking for 2.5 seconds. I do not personally like Ohm's Record as a concept. I liked the ability of like how it used to work like Fortify when it first came out. It doesn't do that anymore, so I don't really like not. You know, she doesn't really dive the turrets. It can be helpful for support, so if that's your thing, I would recommend getting Ohm's Record. The other one is Shrelia's Reverie increases your attacks, increases the movement speed, sorry, not attack speed, gives you a little bit more base stats, health, mana, and regeneration. Alright, so I'm able to hold the turret pretty well, even when pushed under. Though they did get significant amount of hits of the turrets. Once again, I don't want them being this far up on my turret, because I have a hard time defending it. Hopefully Moo will come help me. Moo is going to come down and help me. Really like this Moo. I'm going to give him honor after this game, because he's playing like a good teammate. He's not, you know, he's 1-1, but he's doing his best. I really like that about players in this game. When you do get one who is actually trying to do something for a team. I'm going to try and cast Silence on Lulu. She did manage to get her ultimate off before I was able to do that. But I don't think she's going to be able to escape this. Looks like Trundle's going to try and come in. I'm going to flash because I don't want to get caught up in that and take damage from Ashe. It looks like I might go down anyway. So I went down to Trundle. Normally I would have bought wards on Soraka this early in the game, but I'm having a little bit issues holding the lane. So, looks like Talon, verbal abuse. No disappointing to see this in games. I'm only going to go so far right now as to get the Warden's Mail. I really want to get Frozen Heart as quickly as possible this game, but... No, I need to... So, I'm going to report Talon. There's no reason to be talking like this to your teammates. What am I going to do against this Ashe? I think I'm going to get an Asher's Tooth pretty early on. I'm not going to get Boots of Speed right now, because I think I'm going to start playing more defensively than I was before and actually start going under the turret, which means that we might end up losing this turret pretty soon. Alright. Mumu is going in. Doing a significant amount of damage to them, despite me not having very much AP. Another item I would recommend getting on Soraka would be an Abyssal Scepter, because slow gives a little bit more AP. It's good for survivability, and she can use her Q and its area, and it hits all enemies within an area of an effect, which makes it very good on Soraka. Very highly recommend getting it. As a support or AP. It helps in all situations. I'm going to pop my ultimate to give us a little bit of a chance of surviving this. Hopefully my silence will come up. It did not, so I went down. We did get the kill on that regardless. And, I didn't want to get Sorcerer Shoes right away, but it looks like I might have to. But I don't have a lot of AP, so, you know what, I'm just going to grab the basic shields, basic shoes, and start working my way toward a Nashor's Tooth. Now, the reason I get Nashor's Tooth, it gives you 50% attack speed, 65 ability power, 20% cooldown reduction. It works great on Soraka, because she does use attack speed, and it means that she's able to do a little bit of poke more. It's definitely a different kind of item that you wouldn't assume that it would be good on her at first, but it would be more of an item to get like on Kale. But it does work pretty good on her. Which is, you see, it's not necessary. I do like it. If, I don't use a very standard support build on Soraka, and she's very versatile, so... you know, what the heck. It works pretty good. It works with my playstyle. And it works good for attacking squishy ADCs when you need to assist in the damage output in the fight. Versus simply keeping your ally alive. I'm gonna ping for help. Throw a little bit of mana toward our Momo. I'm gonna start. My star call is level 3. I don't think it needs to be higher in these circumstances. I'm gonna start leveling it and trying to max it out from this point on. Try and keep Mumu healed, giving him mana so that he's able to do something. So he was out of mana now he's almost up to half, while actively using his abilities. So he's able to stay in the fights more. Now I think what I'm going to do, before I actually get too into this Nashor's Tooth, is I'm going to stay with that dagger, but I'm going to get a Hextech Revolver, because I'm feeling the need for a little bit more survivability. Once again, your build should always be built situationally, based on what would best suit you at the current time and help the team. So, I was able to keep Akali alive despite starting off at very low health. I am running out of mana. And unfortunately, once again, Soraka cannot give mana to herself, so having regeneration items in her build is pretty important, which is why I start off with the Elisa's Miracle and the Philosopher's Stone. So, the stats from the Elisa's Miracle stay when you consume it. It's not just a passive. The regeneration effects also become permanent. As it says in the description, I'll pull it up just so you can read it. Upon reaching level 3 with this effect, all effects of this item become permanent, and this item is consumed. So that includes the regeneration. I have checked it. The regeneration does carry over. And it helps, you know, it helps with your heal, it helps with your flash. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. What was I thinking? I was thinking distortion for a second there. Heal, clairvoyance, clarity. So no matter what your other ability, you should always have either heal, clairvoyance, or clarity, unless you're going teleport and you decide a mid lane. And even then, you can get, I would probably grab clairvoyance if I went mid. Or I would grab teleport. It's kind of a 50-50, 40-60 toward getting teleport. Remember, being flexibility is another part of League of Legends and being good with the champions. Taking quite a bit of damage to this Ashe. I kind of wish Kog'Maw would defend me and not be kind of useless. He kind of left me to solo bot. He's 0 and... Oh, he's level 5. I'm going to report this guy.
This is my path.
Alright. Next time I go back, I'll grab the Hextech Revolver. And then I'll keep working toward Nashor's Tooth. He's just sitting under the turret, not doing anything. So, he's just here probably because he doesn't want to get lever busted. Yeah, it's a shame how bad this community's gotten. It got pretty... the community actually improved around the beginning of Season 2 coming out, but unfortunately, those are only the very outright trolls, you know, the people who actively said stuff in the chat, the people who did these business billboard spamming the base. Those people were all banned. They're never allowed to come back. But unfortunately, that means that a lot of the trolls that do stay, they learn new ways to stay. They're more discreet in what they say in the chat, more discreet in their builds. They try to pull it off and seem like, as if you report, one of the things they're supposed to do is you're supposed to say, is this person really trolling, or is he just not that good of a player? If they're just not good at the player, you're not supposed to punish them for that. Oh, he got too far. I should have just used that on Cassiopeia. If I knew it wasn't going to kill him, but I didn't. So I'm going to fall to Trundle here. Did what I could. Thought I was going to be able to get a kill. Thought I had. Didn't know that there were that many there, actually. No, you do the best that you think you can. So I'm going to try and hurry up this Gnasher's Tooth now. So I can't click anything. Why? Stop it. Okay. Just bugged up for a second. So, in my build, you know, I have quite a bit of laning potential here, fighting potential against the enemies. Once again, I'm not supposed to be a solo champion, so if I had a good ADC with me, preferably, you know, someone like Ashe or Kog'Maw, then I would be doing pretty good. But this Kog'Maw, just assisting the enemy team, he's feeding. He left for the good part of the game now, and he's sitting in the well. Just wanted that welcome back Kog'Maw on the chat log so that he can AFK again. I kind of want to make a game segment called Spot Patrol, see how many trolls that we can get in one day on the stream. That wouldn't be any fun. That wouldn't be any fun at all. It's kind of funny though because we're already doing that right now. Haha. And we spotted the troll. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a how to spot a troll in League of Legends game segment. Nobody wants to watch that. Maybe they do. I don't know what you guys want. You're all weirdies. I don't know what I want half the time. And I already had breakfast. Finished up the last of the eggs. Running out of food in the house. Other than pizza. Nothing but pizza. Nothing but pizza to cook. And I can't have pizza for every meal, so. No, I didn't see Ashe. I wasn't paying attention. If this was a 1v1, I might be able to win this, but I don't even have a chance with that many people. So, I got the Fiendish Codex, so now my cooldown reduction is 20%. It's only 20%? Yeah, it's only 20%. Okay. Usually I'll have a Glacial Shroud by right now, but I am solo bot. Not good circumstances whatsoever, so. I don't like surrendering games, in case you haven't noticed, even if we have the odds against us, because I do like trying my best, try to be that good teammate. So Lulu's going out there. I might have to pop my ultimate. It's not going to save him. I actually managed to somehow cast it so that where he got health, but he died anyway. What? Riot! I found a bug! So that's exactly 200 health on him. No, 320 health. I'm sorry. It's not level 1 anymore. Not much I can do with this Lulu with her shield. Normally I'd be able to burst down Ashe, be able to 1v1 her, considering my Warden's Mail and my low cooldown reduction and tiny little bit of AP, but not much I can do with Lulu. Lulu is considered a counter to Soraka in lane. Not a direct counter, but in terms to counteracting her effects, like Soraka would counter Karthus' ultimate because she has Wish, and I believe she has it up more often than Karthus does as well. And Lulu is definitely one who would be considered an effective counter towards Soraka. I'm not saying that because I'm doing bad. I do say my reasons behind saying these things when I'm saying them. Her shield, the added attack speed, you know, makes it harder to burst down enemy champions. I'm not getting much cooldown reduction on this. I'm leveling this. I'm gonna start leveling my Q up now. I did get the level 4 heal very early on, because I was getting a lot of help from Mumu, and he appreciates the extra armor that I get. Here, have some more armor. So even with that, now 229 armor, it peaked. Extra 85 armor in there. I continue to star call. Looks like I'm gonna go down to Trundle. We did manage to take down Lulu. It wasn't a very good fight, unfortunately. We're doing the best we can, though, considering the circumstances, and Kog'Maw assisting the enemy team, feeding them, being AFK for the whole game, forcing me to solo bot 2 games in a row. What are the chances of that? Do I want to play another game after this to add to the spotlight? Yes, I do! I just love spotlighting these champions. It's so much fun. Gives you a good game. I don't usually do the long spotlights. My spotlights never get above 1 game, so feel free to check out my other ones. I hope this doesn't put you off too much. The fact that this is already an hour-long video. But, you know, I'm trying to give some good examples. I'd like to give one, at least in this game. So when I get a good example, I'll cut it. I can upload. I don't have a time duration on YouTube. I don't think I'm a YouTube partner. I never got one saying, welcome, congratulations, you are now a YouTube partner. But I don't have a time limit as to how long my videos can be. So I have very long clips. And I think it's just because I'm in really good standing, and I have so many videos. So, not the right person to ask for that. So, I tried to give Amumu a little bit of health there, and armor. Kept him alive for a little bit more so he can assist us. Oh, I should not have just wasted that silence. Going to try and combat Wukong under the turret. I did manage to take him down with the help of the turret. And I got my Gnasher's Tooth. So, I'm going to try and go for Frozen Heart. I don't think we're going to live that long, but you never know. I'm going to try. And see what I can do. That's about all I can do. No turrets on the Nexus. No one inhibitor down. And our minions are pushing the top lane, so I don't think they're going to be able to take it, but if it would, that would be a really nice infuse of gold. They're not going to be able to take it, but meh. Still, not a whole lot of teamwork going on here. I really do like this, was it the Talon who was verbal abusing earlier? Yes, it was. Somehow he got off my ignore, or I misclicked. So, I had 2 really good allies, though. Akali did a pretty good job in the mid lane. She did the best that she could. She didn't do good in the sense of being positive, 2 and 9. But considering the circumstances, you know, she hasn't said anything that negative this game. As far as I've been reading the chat, and I've kind of been like skimming through it, but all in all, she's a pretty good player. Amumu, he's one of the best Amumus I've seen in a little while in terms of actually assisting the team, being there when he needs to be, doing his best in the best of circumstances. You know, he's not constantly running away from the enemy when he's already destined to die and is impossible to get away. He's trying to delay them. You know, really good Amumu. I give him my thumbs up. So I don't think I'm going to be able to escape this Wukong, so I'm going to try and do as much damage as I can. So, if I was doing better in this game, I probably could have 1v1'd him. He is fed 7-1, I'm 3-8. I'm kind of low on gold, despite having the most CS on my team, which is really depressing. Shows you what I think of our ADC. Mumu is going to easily die in this fight. But he might be able to take down... No, he's not going to be able to take down the Wukong. Akali's going to go in for the pickup, and she is going to get that kill, and then I think she's going to try to escape. She's not going to be able to do anything with that. So, and it looks like the super minions are going to finish this off. Kog'Maw and Talon auto-leave the base to try and defend the tower. Now, that would be kind of cool if they could script the AI that if the Nexus is under attack or Nexus turret, that they'll automatically go out and AI would take over. I think that would be a pretty cool feature. Riot, get on it. Whoa, even through my silence, her poison was still enough to kill me at the end. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a good game. I am going to call the end of the champion spotlight here, because it is an hour. I don't see another game necessary. I think you understand the gist of how to play Soraka. If you want another build, I recommend looking at lolpro.com/guide/Soraka. Once again, lolpro.com, LOLPRO.com. They have a lot of good builds there. And I really like the Soraka build that they use there. I do not use that particular build, as you can see, as I like to be very versatile with my builds. And Soraka is a character who it's very important to be versatile on in all circumstances. What the heck is that sound? Sorry, my browser bugged out. Yeah, it looks like they're not going to be able to take our Nexus right here, because I'm going to be able to fight them back. So, got Cassiopeia to cast her Flash. Both Wukong and Trundle went down. So they don't really have any tanks who would be capable of doing it. If Ashe was here, they'd probably be able to do something, but she's not. I'm going to try and get some farm. I only need a little bit more to be able to get my Frozen Heart. 400 gold, 350. 325. It's pretty good. And that will give us a significant advantage against Wukong, Trundle, and Ashe, considering they all use attack speed as a primary function of their champion. 150 gold. 135, 130. Sorry, if you hear me say numbers randomly, I'm calculating the gold remaining, and I do that out loud. It helps me a little bit. Sorry if it gets annoying. And here we go. I got my Frozen Heart. This will help us against 3 of the 5 enemy champions. Actually, it helps against Lulu as well because of her help picks. So it helps in every circumstance here. Normal circumstances, with a team comp like this, I would have gotten Zex Herald or an Abyssal Scepter. Not Abyssal Scepter. Actually, not an Abyssal Scepter. Zeke's Herald or an Aegis of the Legion. I really would have liked to get Aegis of the Legion, but once again, I'm really strapped for gold. If I could buy everything that I really wanted to, I would have. You know, building versatile and for the need, always very important on Soraka. She's very team-oriented and can't do very much on her own outside of a 1v1 fight.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm waiting to get a little bit more mana. Gotta try and save Talon. So, looks like I'm gonna be able to. So he'll still be alive to be able to defend. Can't save Akali. And that is it. Alright, thank you for joining me on this episode of Valithor Gaming. This was the Soraka Champion Spotlight. I'll put up the stats after the game so you can see how I was able to do efficiently as a solo bot laning with the occasional ganking. And, so, as for the damage done to enemy champions, I was number 2 on my team. So, that ADC, assisting enemy team by every stretch of the means. And, this Talon just for verbal abuse. So, I'm going to honor the other 2 teammates, because I'm really happy about their performance. I did not have... I forgot to switch over the scene. Sorry, you couldn't see the stats. I'll show again. So, I had the highest amount of gold. I was left to farm quite a bit. You know, comparing... I'm going to compare the damage and point out Amumu's. I only had about 35 more CS than he did. So it shouldn't be that much of a difference. He does have a lot more damage output to me, to the champions, but I'm still really high up there. So to show you exactly how much of that is competing toward how much damage I did to the champions. Overall, I still did the most damage on the team as AP Soraka, and the most damage in the game. So I did not go, as you can see, according to my build, it is not important to have a lot of AP on my AP Soraka build. Although you can get a lot of AP on it. And, you know, I hope this spotlight helped you. If you like us, like the video, favorite us if you like it, share us on Facebook. We have a Facebook, facebook.com/ValithorGaming. I'm broadcasting this live right now on twitch.com/ValithorGaming. It will be re-uploaded to youtube.com/ValithorGaming. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels, and I really hope to see you next time. I'm going to wait.